Look at this dude.
What's poppin', everybody? Welcome back to another video. Hey man, if you haven't already, then so make sure you are subscribed to the channel, smash the like button, click that bell while you're at it so you can be a part of the Post Noti Gang family, best family on YouTube, and that's no cap hands down. Hey man, we are here for the content creator More Pegasus. The Logan Paul situation got much worse. ... We're gonna do less talking, more reacting. Let's dive right into this video. Let go.
Logan Paul is not doing very well. So a YouTuber named LegalBytes just posted a video, new scummy Logan Paul text sinking his lawsuit against CoffeeZilla. And this video basically exposes some new information that shows why Logan Paul's lawsuit against CoffeeZilla is a complete fail. Now quick recap for people who don't follow the story, a while back CoffeeZilla exposed Logan Paul for his crypto scams with a very popular YouTube series. And Logan Paul did the logical thing and, you know, instead of just paying back the victims from CryptoZoo, the people that he actually scammed, he decided to sue CoffeeZilla for defamation, insisting that he is not a scammer. But unfortunately for Logan, there's been some leaked text message from his side which show that Logan Paul was not actually suing CoffeeZilla for any legitimate reason like defamation, but actually the text seemed to show that he was just trying to make
it's just a get back. That's what it is.
CoffeeZilla's life hell. In fact, in one of the texts he refers to himself as a petty billionaire. And the thing is, when the
what's that one song? You could be petty, I could be petty too. I don't know, but anyways, I could be petty too. I ain't gonna lie, I could be a petty mother.
Court sees some of these texts of Logan essentially admitting the reason behind his frivolous lawsuit. Logan Paul is 100% gonna lose this case, and that's gonna have some wonderful implications. CoffeeZilla might even be paid damages for the time and resources wasted and the attack on his reputation.
Really?
And it's basically gonna end up...
How long has this war been going on for? It seems like this has been going on for a minute.
Costing Logan several $1 million more than just paying back the CryptoZoo victims. So let's check out this video and see how screwed Logan actually is.
A couple years ago, CoffeeZilla came out with a 3-part video series on YouTube about Logan Paul's NFT project called CryptoZoo. In it, CoffeeZilla told the story of the failed project from the perspective of the people who lost money investing in it. And as is often the case with the videos CoffeeZilla makes regarding failed crypto projects.
So CoffeeZilla like literally made a whole legitimate YouTube series. Like it wasn't some half-assed put together video. He made like an actual 3-part series to it. That's crazy.
The essential conclusion of the series was Logan Paul scammed these people out of their money. The series blew up, and as a result, Logan Paul threatened to sue CoffeeZilla for defamation. Then he backed down and pseudo-apologized, and then pledged to kind of pay back all the people who lost money in the project, and even thanked CoffeeZilla for bringing all of this to light.
So this was the classic Logan Paul tactic of, you know, I'm actually a big fan of CoffeeZilla, I love his work, until he started exposing me. Now I actually hate him, and now I'm going to sue him. And I just love how Logan Paul thought he had any chance in this case at all, when there's literally videos of him admitting that he messed up, and he was in the wrong, and then he apologized for being in the wrong. So that's obviously going to send a signal to the jury that you admitted that you did some wrongdoing and you did some sort of scam. Then she talks about how Logan waited literally...
Wait, so CoffeeZilla, that's CoffeeZilla? This right here's CoffeeZilla? So I thought it was the dude. Unless we're talking about the same thing with 2 different people at this
years
point.
To actually sue CoffeeZilla because he just couldn't find anything to get him on because
No, that's CoffeeZilla. Right?
Just did not make any false statements. And he ended up waiting so long that the statute of limitations on those statements was about to run out.
Thomas Kirker, also known as Attorney Tom on YouTube, good guy by the way, filed a class action lawsuit representing the alleged victims of the CryptoZoo project, alleging, among other things, fraud. Some time after that, Logan Paul decided to sue CoffeeZilla for defamation after all. A defamation claim has to be filed within 1 year of the publishing of the statement that gives rise to the defamation claim. Otherwise, it gets barred by the statute of limitations. And that's definitely...
Okay, well, obviously this is not CoffeeZilla. So that answer, I've already answered my own question, so don't answer it in the comments, y'all. But, okay, alright. So we're putting 2 and 2 together. Okay.
true in Texas, which is where these cases were filed in federal court. And looking back, CoffeeZilla's original 3-part CryptoZoo series was published in December 2022.
Oh.
Meanwhile, Paul waited
This is years ago.
until June 27th, 2024 to file his defamation claim, a year and a half after CoffeeZilla basically throttled him in the public sphere. This means Paul couldn't sue over the original YouTube series. He had to
You can only sue within a year after a statement. Dang, that's
find other more
That's
recent
interesting. I
statements
didn't know
that
that.
CoffeeZilla made about basically the same subject and sue him over those.
So somehow this has been going on for literal years now with no resolution, and Logan Paul, being the complete moron that he is, decided to take the little scraps left to him by CoffeeZilla and somehow create a lawsuit out of it, right? And it's just insane to me that the initial series actually exposing Logan Paul, calling
I wonder how much CoffeeZilla and Logan Paul gained from this whole situation, between lawsuits to the crypto scam to whatever else plays a part. How much was gained from it? Or how much loss was from this? Like, did Logan Paul lose money from the scam that he was trying to do, if it was a scam? And then CoffeeZilla, by creating this series, did this gain him more of an audience, more money, more views, etc.? Like,
him a
what was
scammer,
gained?
apparently had no defamatory statements. Logan and his entire team of lawyers couldn't find a single thing in the entire series to sue CoffeeZilla for, and they ended up having to wait for a follow-up video CoffeeZilla made years later saying how Logan still hasn't paid back his victims. So Logan's own behavior here just shows that he actually had no case, and he had to just desperately file the lawsuit before the statute of limitations was about to expire. Now let's take a look at the 3 statements Logan chose that he thinks qualify as defamation.
The first was on June 29th, 2023, when CoffeeZilla posted on X, Logan Paul really is the type of dude to thank you when you expose a scam, then block you when you remind him to pay up.
Right, so I'd love Logan and his team of lawyers to explain to me what...
And there's a lot of that happening on the internet, not just YouTubers, but just social media influencers in general, bro, are crazy when it comes to these scams.
exactly is defamation in this tweet. You did literally thank him when Coffee exposed your scams, and then you blocked him when you told him to pay up. I don't know how he thinks that this qualifies as defamation, unless it's some sort of like super niche thing where, oh, actually, Logan blocked him before Coffee told him to pay up, so actually it's not exactly true here. I feel like no judge is gonna look at that and be like, oh yeah, actually Logan Paul is in the right here. The self-proclaimed petty billionaire. And you can tell how desperate Logan was when there were several videos criticizing him, and he had to go and choose this freaking tweet instead. You clearly have nothing on him.
Then the second statement was on June 30th, 2023, when CoffeeZilla posted a video.
If this is still all happening, I wonder how much money he's expected to pay back. Because I guess he was supposed to do refunds to everyone that invested in what was it, CryptoZoo or Zoo Crypto, whatever it was called. But I wonder how much it was.
Video to YouTube titled Logan Paul's Scam Isn't Over.
Alright, let's just quickly read what he's trying to argue here. The video purported to be about Logan's offer to buy out holders of CryptoZoo egg NFTs, but in reality, the purpose of the video was to continue to lob false accusations at Paul so that he could profit from achieving more views by leveraging Paul's fame and celebrity. Right, so their tactic here is to say that CoffeeZilla just wanted views and money, and that's why he's done these things. Wow, guilty as charged. YouTuber tried to make a video for views. I mean, if the information...
I mean, at the end of the day, us YouTubers, I mean, the only way we can make videos is by paying bills. In order to pay bills, we need views. So, hand in hand.
Video is true. There's absolutely nothing Logan Paul can do about this. In addition to the title directly accusing Paul of intentionally defrauding people via a scam business, the opening lines of the video refer to CryptoZoo as a scam created by Logan Paul. CoffeeZilla left no doubt that he was accusing Paul of intentionally defrauding individuals. Yeah, I think that's pretty clear. Declaring to his audience that Paul was guilty and his offer to reimburse buyers of egg NFTs was an admission of guilt, stating that Paul was just pretending he changed. I mean, yeah, if you're gonna apologize and say you want to refund the...
So he did come to the open and admitting that it was a scam that he was attempting to do?
people, I mean, people are going to assume that, yes, you were actually doing a scam. That's right, guys, I'm just going to promise to refund people millions of dollars for no reason. Actually, I did nothing wrong, but I'm still going to refund them millions of dollars. Sure, as if that's the way Logan Paul's mind works. Also, would I imagine he's trying to argue with the title?
I mean, it's better than him trying to disappear off the planet of Earth and run away with all the money, but...
Logan Paul's scam isn't over is something ridiculous, like, I might be a scammer.
I'm waiting for that first person to ever do it, bruh. Like, that first influencer, social media. I mean, it's probably already been done before. Like, it's just not out in the open, maybe, or I just haven't heard about it. But just that one famous, huge influencer that does a scam and then just disappears just off the face of the earth and just disappears. Not dead, I'm just saying disappears. Just take the money and run. Just live life. No social media, no nothing.
But
I'm waiting for that first person to happen, bro. It's gonna happen.
Earlier.
Like, Mr. Beast disappeared, scammed his fans billions of dollars. Money is gone. He is gone. No more Mr. Beast. Like, you feel me? Like,
what Coffee meant by that is that the fact that you still haven't paid back the victims, and that's what he means by the scam isn't over. And again, I'm not a lawyer, so I can't tell you how this runs in court. But the person who made this video definitely is a lawyer, and she seems to think that Logan is screwed. So I'm just gonna listen to the lawyer here.
And the third statement is another YouTube video which CoffeeZilla published on January 5th, 2024, titled Logan Paul's, quote, refund. So those first two statements were literally like 2 or 3 days away from expiring under the statute of limitations before Paul filed his complaint for defamation.
Logan really thought about this for an entire year, like, maybe let me be a good person and pay back the CryptoZoo victims, or let me just start the legal process like an absolute clown. Now let's just read this portion again. It seems like their main argument is that CoffeeZilla is using Logan Paul for views and money, but again, his real purpose in publishing the video was to make more money by airing false accusations about Paul. This lawyer is desperate, bro.
Anyway, the gist of these statements is CoffeeZilla called Logan Paul a scammer, and Logan Paul says that he's not a scammer, and also says that CoffeeZilla knew Paul wasn't a scammer because he had seen behind the scenes evidence that Paul was really a good guy who was just trying to do his best, man.
Yeah, Logan Paul is just a nice guy.
I want to know what made it a scam. Like, how was it brought up to be a scam? Like, what made it a scam? People didn't see their money return. What, did the crypto crash? Like, what took place? What made it a scam, y'all? That's what I want to know.
Trying to do his best. I honestly don't understand why people hate him. Personally, I would trust Logan Paul with all the money in my bank account, actually. He's just that good guy, you know, who uploads a dead body to YouTube for views, you know? That type of good guy. Tries to...
We all make mistakes. We all have done it. I'm sure we've all made mistakes that isn't as big of a mistake just because there's not as many people seeing it. Obviously, for the mistakes that Logan Paul may do, is way bigger than what it could be because there's way more eyes, way more people that watch him on a day-to-day basis. You feel me? We all make mistakes, y'all. So
to sue a guy and ruin his life over criticizing him on the internet. Just a good guy. Then she talks about how CoffeeZilla wants to combine the two cases and litigate them together. Basically, Logan Paul suing CoffeeZilla and the class action lawsuit from the CryptoZoo victims, right? And it makes sense to combine the cases so it saves the court time and helps quickly prove whether Logan Paul is actually scamming people.
So CoffeeZilla's motion is, like I said, asking to transfer the venue of this lawsuit from San Antonio to Austin to be litigated with the class action case, and so that the other court can see if maybe the two cases should be
Man, they're not gonna combine it because I feel like it's more money for the government, the city, the judge, the whole court system. I feel like it's more money for them with two separate cases than combining the cases. I don't think they're gonna do it. Whatever makes more money, that's the route that they're gonna choose.
Consolidated together into one case. He says there's enough overlap between these two lawsuits that it makes sense. It saves everyone involved, including the court.
It definitely would save time, but would it save or make more money?
Both time and money. He essentially says we're using a lot of the same witnesses, a lot of the same evidence, and there's a question that needs to be answered in both cases, and that is, Did Logan Paul defraud the people who invested in CryptoZoo?
Yeah, let me save the court some time here. In my personal opinion, it's definitely a yes, alright? I mean, come on. I feel like this should be an open and shut case. He promised to deliver a bunch of things in CryptoZoo, so a bunch of people invested, put their money in it. He did not deliver on any of his promises, and then a bunch of people ended up losing tons of money, and they all felt like they got scammed. He didn't deliver on any of the promises, so I'm gonna say yes, alright? And you can't be really defamed if the statement is actually true, and that is basically CoffeeZilla cited the argument that he's actually just bright when he says Logan Paul is a scammer.
And if you're familiar with defamation, you know that truth of a statement is an absolute defense to defamation. So if it turns out that Logan Paul in fact did defraud / scam all of these CryptoZoo investors, and a court effectively concludes that, whether it's a judge or a jury, that conclusion effectively cuts Logan Paul's defamation claim at the knees.
Yeah, the thing is, Logan Paul really messed up by even opening up this lawsuit in the first place, because before, he just had a bad reputation, and he would have...
And this content creator, More Pegasus, he mentioned something about how it cost Logan a couple $1 million to open the lawsuit. So, like I said, I wonder how much was profited from this whole blow up with this whole scam and defrauding when it comes to this crypto situation between CoffeeZilla. I was about to say Godzilla. CoffeeZilla and Logan.
You have to pay back a couple $1 million to the CryptoZoo victims. And now Logan Paul's reputation is 10 times worse, and he's going to end up having to pay way, way more money than just a few millions of dollars to the CryptoZoo victims.
Few $1 million.
And like,
not
during
just a
this
couple.
time, he's been seen bragging time and time again about how incredibly rich he is, about how Prime was earning millions of dollars in a day. So most people have just been confused. Why would
millions of dollars in a day? That's insane.
Logan just choose to go the hard way? And I think the answer is pretty obvious. It's his ego. It's his massive ego. You know, these people just cannot accept that they are wrong, and he's going to go to court, and he's going to be proven guilty in a court of law, and he's going to end up having to pay way, way more money. And sure, he got his goal of stressing out CoffeeZilla a little bit, but I feel like he'll still go down as a legend for exposing you, and you will still go down.
CoffeeZilla definitely took the W in this whole situation. Like I said, I just want to know how much was profited, all in all.
Most hated YouTubers in history. Okay, now CoffeeZilla brings up the leaked texts that show that Logan was just trying to be petty with this lawsuit.
In this recent filing, CoffeeZilla basically says that the real reason that Paul filed this defamation claim isn't to get compensated for being defamed by him, just to be a self-described petty billionaire using his massive wealth to essentially bankrupt CoffeeZilla through litigation. CoffeeZilla says that in addition to scheming the...
Logan, at the end of the day, he just wanted to get his lick back. Even if he was going to take a loss doing so, he was going to get his lick back.
Backdoor into the class action case. Logan Paul filed this case to use his billions of dollars to destroy...
So let's say he made $5 million from this all, and it was going to cost him $6 million to bring back hail to CoffeeZilla. He'll do it. He'll take the L and lose $1 million just to make sure CoffeeZilla is drowning.
Destroy CoffeeZilla in retaliation for making him look bad, and to serve a message to anyone who might criticize him. Specifically, he says, Paul is also using this lawsuit to punish CoffeeZilla, whom Paul perceives as his online nemesis, and make him a cautionary tale to other critics.
He's a little gnat. He's like a little fucking annoying gnat, and it bothers me. He got to me, bro. He's the most formidable opponent I've had.
Logan is such a moron. Like, I don't know what he's even saying here. CoffeeZilla is literally just a guy who was exposing a bunch of crypto scammers, and you happen to be one of them. He's not...
So CoffeeZilla is known as a person that makes videos on YouTube calling out or exposing scammers? Gotcha. Okay.
Like your arch nemesis.
I thought CoffeeZilla was maybe just one of those YouTube channels that does like drama videos and tea channels and stuff like that.
He's not trying to box you, or he's not trying to like be your rival in anything, or whatever the hell you think this is. Logan thinks this is some like weird anime villain arc or something, but Coffee just wanted justice for the victims and for the people who got scammed. Anyways, let's take a look at some of the leaked texts that CoffeeZilla got from Logan's phone.
First, there's this. Logan Paul says, lawyering up, suing this MFer into the ground. Then his friend says, then everything will come out, court docs public. Then Logan says, so everyone will see what happened for better or for worse. And just pausing for a moment to note the irony in that they are talking about everything coming public. Maybe they didn't realize that that included these text messages. Then the texts go on where the friend says, to let others know it's not worth coming at you.
You can't hide nothing nowadays, bro.
And there's a
The
prank.
court system must have had to get a subpoena as well to retrieve the text messages, because it's not like you could just go to Google, type in retrieve Logan Paul's text message. You feel me? You got to get a subpoena to go through the whole process of retrieving documentation like this.
Price to pay. To which Logan responds, that's the idea, need to shut it down. Then the friend continues, public humiliation is always more effective, and Logan responds, totally agree. And then CoffeeZilla says, Paul also admitted that he's suing him just to make his life difficult. And he says, Zilla will pay one way or another. I'll make sure of it. And even when CoffeeZilla says one of Paul's friends tries to talk him out of the idea of spending time trying to punish CoffeeZilla by stating, bro, you're a billionaire, Paul responds with, a petty billionaire.
Ooh, yeah, these are not looking good, Logan. Ay.
It does make me wonder why Logan is going through all this trouble to try to bring CoffeeZilla trouble. Like, bro, you can make your life a little bit less stressful, your days a little bit less stressful by just getting rid of this whole situation and just move on. But we're just egging it on and just making like, bro, the minute I wake up out of bed, I would be so stressed if I had to look at my phone just knowing there's more drama taking place due to this whole crypto shit, bro. Like,
Ay, suing him, quote, just to make his life difficult. I wonder how the jury is going to react to that one. And calling yourself a petty billionaire. Don't you know, Logan? People love billionaires. I'm sure that's going to go down very well.
like I said, I know how to be petty too. I could be petty, for real, but
With the court.
Logan is kind of doing it in a bad way.
You know, I love how these texts just essentially expose that this is a frivolous lawsuit and he's just being petty and trying to ruin someone's life who criticized him on the internet. And this was...
And I'm only petty when I know I'm in the right. If I'm in the wrong and I know it, bro, I'll take accountability for it. You feel me? So if Logan Paul was in the wrong for this whole situation with the crypto shit, he should have just came out and been open with it and just took accountability. But instead, he's a petty billionaire, so...
That was my initial theory. I was literally like, this is exactly what Logan Paul is trying to do. He's trying to bog down CoffeeZilla with immense legal expenses so he can't fight back. And he's basically using his wealth to try to suppress this guy. And it turns out I was right on the money. Alright, Logan Paul is an absolute scumbag. And if it couldn't get worse, Logan Paul gives us this gold nugget.
And finally, CoffeeZilla says that Paul even admits that he just wants to make CoffeeZilla suffer along with anyone else he feels has wronged him. And here he attaches text where Paul says, I want people who wronged me to suffer while I continue getting wins on their grave.
Ooh, no way Logan is using the word grave after the Japan forest incident. Of course Logan would love to
Damn, is Jake Paul considered the problem child, or is it Logan Paul that's considered the problem child?
dance on someone's grave. In fact, even film it. The absolute degenerate. So let me get this straight. You say you want people who wronged you to suffer. You say you're a petty billionaire. And you say you're suing him just to make his life difficult.
Yeah, it's not a good look, my boy.
Yeah, it seems to me, Logan, you don't actually have a case. That you just made something up to try and drain CoffeeZilla's resources in a multiple year-long court battle. And yeah, that's just not going to go down well when it eventually goes to trial. People are going to see that you're trying to exploit the legal system with your immense wealth, and they're going to realize that you're an absolute A-tier scumbag. Literally the worst type of person.
But you know, these texts aren't just bad in the court of public opinion. They were introduced here to show the judge that Logan Paul has admitted multiple times over that he has both the desire and the resources to destroy CoffeeZilla, and that this...
So I've mentioned as well in this reaction in regards of what have they gained from this, profited from this. Now, what is the punishment for the person that ends up losing the cases? Like, does Logan, is he going to be facing jail time, or is it just money? Is he just going to he's just going to see a fat ass bill in the mail that he owes these people money when he loses the lawsuit, or does he see jail time? Like, what is it?
This poses a risk to the efficiency and economy of the case to everyone involved.
You know, if there's one thing I learned from watching a bunch of lawyer TV shows, like I watched the Lincoln Lawyer.
I watched this. I love, like, any shows that deals with, like, lawyers, police, doctor shows, like anything like that. I
To me
love
as well.
watching.
And
Lawyers,
basically, all these courts absolutely hate it when you waste everybody's time. Like, I swear half the dialogue in every lawyer
Suits, yeah,
show
watch
is
this.
the judge saying, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, you know? Or hurry up, like, paraphrase.
Or sustain.
In some other way, right? So I imagine Logan wasting this much time of the court is going to be seen in quite a bad way, right? Literal supervillain of a person, and he tries to pretend he's like some normal person. Might I remind you, this guy was the guy who was promoting his products at the birth of his child, alright? Complete sociopath, in my opinion.
If this case
I mean, shit, he saw an opportunity and took it.
does end up going in front of a jury, these texts can also serve the purpose of sinking Paul's defamation case. In any civil case that actually goes to trial, the plaintiff basically has to testify. So one of the first questions Logan Paul's lawyers are likely to ask him on direct examination is, why are you bringing this lawsuit?
Because I'm literally a massive scumbag. There is no other reason. And honestly, I still do see like 1 or 2 Logan Paul fans in my comment section every time I make a Logan Paul video. And I'm just like, how? Like, after the 20 videos I've made showing you how much...
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like I support Logan Paul. I have nothing against Logan Paul now. But at the end of the day, obviously, do I agree with everything that he does? No. But I don't have to stop supporting Logan because of the certain things that he does. You feel me? It takes a lot, to be honest, for me to stop with you like that, or supporting you in that way if you do some outrageous crazy-ish, but
of an absolute scumbag this guy is. If you're still a fan of Logan, you need some serious help, alright? I just can't believe he still
I'm a
gets views
supporter.
on his videos and stuff like that. I mean, it's like a ticking time bomb at this point. Then she talks about how this is going to appear to the general public and to the court.
But when one side can characterize an act as mere pettiness, but the other side experiences it as a
I mean, I feel like they're both being petty at the end of the day.
potentially life
And like I said, I think we all can be petty at the end of the day.
destroying act,
I know I can,
it comes
I know you
across as
can.
cruel. It feeds into this narrative that already exists where Logan Paul is the selfish, immature billionaire bully and CoffeeZilla is the scrappy independent journalist fighting for truth and fighting for the little guy.
I mean, that's literally how it is, though. Coffee is just trying to expose the truth to the people. Logan couldn't take it and went on a billionaire man-baby meltdown. And I just can't wait till this actually goes to trial and Coffee finally wins and Logan has to pay an obscene amount of money. I'm hoping, like...
So Logan is not going to be facing jail time. It's just going to be a very, very, very fat bill that he'll have to pay up.
in the 9 figures here, alright? Because this dude can't be
figures.
allowed to get away with this type of bullshit. Because if it's just a couple $1 million, I mean, Logan would have learned nothing from this, right? Because that's just pennies to him. So I don't know. I feel like I want a bigger sort of punishment, something that actually affects
9
Logan
figures.
Paul, you know? So he'll stop doing this type of scum shit. Anyways, here's what people are saying. I recall CoffeeZilla once said that he can't hurt Logan Paul's name more than he did to himself. Exactly. This guy's reputation is already in the gutter. Trying to argue defamation is just not going to go well. I was a fan of CoffeeZilla until my lawyer's texts were leaked. Logan Paul's everything wrong with celebrity culture. To be rich and famous so you can ruin someone's life just to be petty is beyond scummy. All Logan Paul had to do was refund the people who ripped off in the CryptoZoo thing. But he just couldn't do it. He had to let his inflated ego get the best of him and go after CoffeeZilla.
That is one thing that I'm highly disagreeing when it comes to being petty and stuff like that. I ain't that petty. Like if I profited 5 million, but then I spent 6 million to be petty, like you didn't profit, bro. At the end of the day, you feel me? Like I'm not that petty.
Please God, let this go to trial. A trial that is streamed live to the masses so Paul can make a complete fool out of himself.
You can sell the trial court appearance on pay-per-view. People definitely tune in.
Well, think he's gonna destroy CoffeeZilla. I would cover the
Can you
heck out of that
imagine?
trial, man. I hope that happens. Coffee's lawyer, Your Honor, Exhibit 1, CryptoZoo still hasn't been finished. Anyways, click this video or you have to eat Prime and lunch
CryptoZoo still isn't live and active.
every day for the rest of your life.
I'm weak, yo. That's crazy. But can you imagine if the court system actually did that? Like if they actually sold pay-per-view events with celebrity court cases, you know how we're NBA YoungBoy, you got Melly, you had ASAP Rocky recently, and celebrity court cases. Hey, I'm just saying, if the city wanted to find a new way to make some money, these celebrities that be going to court, hey, y'all start selling it on pay-per-view. People tune in, bro. Hey man, if you guys made it to the end, I greatly appreciate it. Smash the like button, leave a comment, click that bell while you're at it. Till next time, I'm gonna see y'all next time. I'm out.